Alright guys, well, I'm making this video not only for myself Alright guys, well, I'm making this video right now to help other people out and to also help myself. So if this video helps you, great. If not, I really don't care. But yeah, so as you can see, I color-coded each position. Pink is going to be engineer, blue is going to be captain, green is nozzle member, H is going to be hydrant for purple. Okay, so I'm going to walk through every single step, and hopefully this helps out people. Okay, so this is obviously going to be from the on side right here, and this is where going to be the entrance where the two cones are going to be. This dot right here is going to be the balcony. This little line right here is going to be the door. This is the stairwell, and these two cones right here are going to signify the Pone doors. Okay, all right. So originally, as we go, okay, they're going to back up. How it's going to start is hydrant member. Okay, lay a line, sir, lay a line, sir. Seatbelt, look up, down, left, right, up, crack open the door, 3 points of contact. Hydrant member is going to come over here, come back over here, look back at the hydrant clear, no obstruction, take off the top strap, take off the actual hose itself, lay this down on its side, the four-way valve on its side, and then with the hose facing away from the hydrant, I'm then going to put the tools on my right hand, and then put my right hand and use it as the baby for the four-way valve, and then use my left hand as the beer can, turn towards my left, go 5 steps, positive step back, or positive look back, come back around, take off, boom. Engine's obviously going to take off. It's going to go in a different position. And now with that being said, the engine would have moved. The hydrant is now over here, and the hydrant member has the line flaked out like this, right? As the engine has just moved forward. Okay, so as soon as you hear maxi brakes, the hydrant member is going to come back around this way. Using this fold right here, he can kick it, and when he steps over it, he can kick it this way to create his work area. As soon as he creates his work area, he's going to set his four-way down and lay in a line exactly like how we've done it. Okay, nothing new here. And after that, flip, steer, clear, tight, gasket, all that stuff, right? So from there, once that happens, once he's working on this, the instructor is going to tell the command, right, and give everyone what the lay is. So Captain Murata is going to be like, all right, guys, I'm going to need 150 feet of 1 3/4 on the ground, with 100 feet on the fire floor, which is going to be 3rd floor. Remember, it could be the 3rd or 4th floor. That's why you need to pay attention. So once he gives a command, all 3 of us, engineer, captain, nozzle member, are all going to repeat that. 150 feet, 1 3/4 on the ground, 100 feet on the fire floor, 3rd floor, seatbelt. As soon as that happens, engineer now is going to step out, look up, down, left, right after he cracks the door open, 3 points of contact. Come back around here, smack the tailboard with your hand, and then all clear. You're going to start running back here. Wait till that coupling drops, positive stop, look back, go back down, turn back around, come here, smack the tailboard, break the coupling, throw it back in the bed, grab it, step off to your side right here, and make sure with your coupling over your right shoulder, elbow high, making sure that the coupling is at least 2 finger lengths below your hand. Come back over here, the gasket, hook it up to the inlet valve right here. As soon as it's hooked up, you're going to start cranking it and opening up the inlet. Take off your helmet. He's going to call for water. As soon as the engineer calls for water, he's going to go straight into the transverse bed right here, and he's going to grab the 150 feet of 1 3/4. He's going to grab it, step up onto it, pull the nozzle towards him, look left, right, step back down, reach back in, grab it, smack the bail, put it over his right shoulder. As soon as it's to the lower part of his back, he is then going to grab it with his right hand, elbow high, and with his left arm, he's gonna grab the hose, look to his left, pull it down to his waist, and remember, turning to the left, point with his hand, all clear, take 5 steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he's gonna run in the direction of where the closest door jamb would be, which would be right here. He's gonna set the nozzle down 2 feet exactly away from the center of the door jamb. Set that down, smack the bail, and then he's gonna come back around and start moving and grabbing the second coupling, right? But while he's going to go grab the second coupling, hydrant member already is gonna be picking up his tools, picking everything else. He's gonna be, and would obviously turn on the hydrant. He's gonna be picking up all of his tools and also taking off the increaser that's on the 4-way valve, putting that all on his sling, addressing for kinks, no kinks. Okay, sir, what's my lay, sir? 150 feet, 1 3/4 inches, ground, 100 feet on the fire floor, 3rd floor. Awesome sauce. That, guys, since the fire is on the on side, remember, we always put our tools on the opposite side. So that hydrant member would then come around here, start putting the tools away. As soon as he gets done putting the tools away, okay, he knows, okay, if the nozzle is already right here and it's only an open fire, that means that the couplings are gonna be on this side. In order so I don't have to take a 6-point hit, instead of going this way, hydrant member is gonna come back around this way, come here and start grabbing couplings, okay? So, with that being said, engineer came over, grabbed that first coupling, set it down right there. 2 feet away from the nozzle, 4 feet away from the door, and while the hydrant member is waiting for that coupling to exit the transverse bed, he can grab it while it's still moving, making sure it's in a brass grip, grabs it, comes back around, puts this coupling down, 2 feet behind the first coupling. Engineer already is gonna be coming back, waiting for that last coupling to have hit the ground, grabs it, lays that last coupling down, right? Soon as he lays that last coupling down, he's gonna come back over here, and he's gonna start creating his fold, okay? Now, as he's working on his fold, hydrant member, if he's smart, he's gonna realize, okay, well, he grabbed the last coupling, what should I do? He's gonna bum rush it this way and grab his SCBA. Once he grabs his SCBA, he's gonna then come back around here, grab the pike pole, okay? Now, moving back to the hydrant position, or moving back towards the engineer position, he's now gonna create that 3-foot flake. So he grabs the nozzle, folds it back right here, nozzle's right here, making sure the bail is down towards the ground, as per Captain Kearns told us today. Down towards the ground, this is 3 feet, okay? And he's waiting for the captain and the nozzle member to have already tied off, and we'll get to that later. But to just finish it off to make it easier, and since the hydrant member just donned his SCBA, as he's donning it, he's buckling it, adjusting the straps, all that good stuff, grabs his pike pole, and he knows I can be on either side. But since he's already right here, he's gonna take the path of least distance, right? So it would make sense to go here instead of going all the way around here, because you'll take probably a couple point hit for delay, right? So the hydrant member grabs his pike pole, making sure that it's at a 60-degree angle. How do you know that? Easy. Make sure your hand that's on the top part of the pike pole is right in front of your shoulder, and your bottom hand is right towards your hip. If you do that, you will always hit 60 degrees. I know, rocket science. Come back over here. hydrant member down and connected. Come back over here, place this pike pole against the wall, and he's gonna have the pike facing away from the door and obviously not facing him, so you can stand right here. Immediately once that happens, he's going to take off his work gloves and then start already turning on his bottle, putting on his structure gloves, putting on his second stage regulator, putting on his face piece, putting on his flash hood. And also too, per Captain Kearns, what he told us today was he does not want us kneeling while we're doing this. We have to do this standing up. So once you're all fully suited up and you're on air and you read your gauge and you say it out loud what it is, that person then turns around, grabs the pike pole, still at a 60-degree angle, facing this way. Sir, that's high. Hydrant member is now done and out of the equation. So, two people we're forgetting, the captain and the nozzle member. So, after the Cap Murata gave us the actual, what the lay was, captain nozzle member, no, okay, cool. Now we know what to do. Captain is going to step out, up, down, left, right, 3 points contact, step down. Nozzle member is going to take the captain's SCBA off, put it down on the ground, open the door, left, right, up, down, 3 points contact, come here, okay? So, nozzle member is gonna pick up his SCBA, start walking this way. He doesn't have to wait for the captain. They're grabbing their what? They're gonna grab their high-rise hose pack, pigtail, and obviously the drop bag, which would be already attached to the nozzleman's SCBA. Okay, captain's gonna come back here, grab his SCBA, obviously shut this door, come over here and grab his stuff. Okay, nozzle member is going to grab the high-rise hose pack and, word of the wise, put it on your left shoulder, because with your right hand you're going to be twisting your SCBA knob to turn it on. Once you grab your stuff and you grab your high-rise hose pack and captain grabs his pigtail, both of you are going to make it this way. Always in front of the engine, never in the work area. Come this way. And at this point, while your guys are walking to the door, you're pretty much already having your bottle on and at least putting your gloves on. Okay, that's all you're supposed to do. Once you get to the door, make sure that both of you have your gloves on, your bottle is turned on, and you both out loud stated what your air was at. Before you even enter, you're going to make sure that you look at the stairwell and floor that you're on and sound that out before you get in here. So these two see the floor plan. They're going to say, cool. It's going to be entering stairwell to first floor, all clear. Okay. Now these two are going to come through here, make their way up the stairs, and they're going to set the high-rise hose pack and the pigtail right outside in the hallway, but also not in like a path of travel where other companies that are coming up are going to trip on it. Use common sense, okay? So now the two of them entered inside. The captain, who's blue, is going to come in. He's going to wait right here. Okay? Or actually, probably a good idea, he's going to wait right here. Now, the nozzle member comes in, he's coming in, he's taking off his rope bag, the drop bag. He's going to then take off the drop bag successfully, wrap it around, put the drop bag in between his legs, pull out the rope, wrap it around his hand 3 times. Does not have to wait for the nozzle to be down. As soon as he's ready to throw it, he can just yeet it as soon as possible. He's going to say, all clear, yeet it all the way down on the ground, hopefully towards the nozzle where it's already set. But again, he doesn't have to wait for anyone. As soon as he gets it, he's good to go. Okay, So from there, going back, hydrant member is then going to tie a lark's foot right here in the middle. And remember, the knot and the bag are going to be tied away from the fire door, okay? So tie that off, lark's foot, and as soon as it's all tied and ready to rock and roll, he's going to look up and make sure that the nozzle member, that they are both looking at each other, and hydrant member is going to give the 2 tugs to signify, hey, it's time to pull some rope. Now, while the hydrant member is doing his lark's foot, the nozzle member is going to disassemble that rope that's around his hand, tie the bowline away right here, literally opposite of where he threw the the chingus, the drop bag. Tie his lark's foot right here, and then come back this way. Start hoisting the line up. As he's hoisting the line up, the captain is going to get all that excess rope, put it right there. Start putting it in a nice, neat pile. Okay. As soon as he gets done putting that in a nice, neat pile, and the nozzle member, as soon as the nozzle breaks the plane, he's going to pick it up, turn the fold to the captain. He's going to say namaste, and he's going to give the nozzle and the fold to the captain. They're going to break it, and as soon as they break it, nozzle member is responsible for kicking all the excess rope back in this corner right here. Okay? And as soon as that nozzle breaks the plane of the railing right here, the hydrant member is going to be like, okay, sit. He's going to come back around this way, and he's going to wait in the wide angle. So the wide angle is you're pretty much the farthest away from the fire, and you're going to face it. I wouldn't stand here because I'm not the farthest away I could be. And I wouldn't be facing the fire. Hydrant member is going to come back around here. He's going to wait right here, hydrant member. So he's facing the fire, and he's the farthest away. Okay? Now, nozzle member just gave the captain the nozzle and the lark's foot. They broke it apart. Captain is then going to take that nozzle, come back inside, and he's going to lay the nozzle 5 feet away from the pone door, smack the bail, and guess what? He's going to start creating his coil, okay? Making sure the rope is straddled in between his legs, and he's going to start creating a big coil, okay? Making sure that, hey, it's not touching the walls, but it can be close to the walls. That's per Captain Kearns. Making sure that it's, close to the wall. Make sure it's big enough too, and make it as neat as possible. Also making sure the hose is not laying on top of the nozzle, okay? While he's doing that, obviously, nozzle member is going to be pulling up all that hose, right? And he's going to be working. And a good nozzle member will tell the captain, hey, pulled up my first 50 feet, and that's going to at least let your partner know, hey, I should either slow it down or pick it up, okay? Nozzle member is then going to, as soon as the next coupling comes, which would be 100 feet per what Captain Murata said, that's the 100 feet. So make sure you listen to that, because it could be 150 feet or 200 feet. You have to listen for that, okay? So with that being said, as soon as the 100-foot coupling breaks the plane over here, the nozzle member is going to kick all the rest of the hose inside, put his foot down on top of the hose to ground it, or at least make it stable, with the coupling hanging over the railing towards him on his side. He's then going to say 100 feet. You can't say 100 feet if there's still a bunch of hose flaked out right here that's not neat. He has to kick it all inside. All he has to do is just kick the slack. He doesn't have to worry about it being pulled in. Just kick the slack in as far as possible, right? So he just said 100 feet. He's gonna wait right here. Captain is gonna immediately stop what he's doing. Doesn't matter if he's done or not. Immediately stops what he's doing. Come back out here to the balcony. Come back to the balcony, relieves the nozzle member, puts his foot down, foots it, and then creates his lark's foot around the top of the coupling. So the coupling's facing you. So if you have the two couplings like this, right? Or the coupling itself, you have the female and the male end right here. He's gonna put the lark's foot right above, right here. And the hose is gonna go back over the railing down right here. He puts the lark's foot right here. Then he's going to wrap the excess around the top part of the railing, hook it in. After that's good and it's secured, he's gonna feed it back over and down the other side of the railing, making sure also too that the carabiner and that the lark's foot and that the rope itself is not being pulled on the spine of the carabiner. If you don't know what the spine of the carabiner is, look it up, okay? So while that's happening, nozzle member has just been relieved. He's gonna come back in here. Step one, he's going to finish the leg, he's gonna finish the coil if he needs to, okay? If the coil doesn't need to be finished and it's all good, he's going to step inside facing the nozzle. He's going to put his left hand underneath right here and his right hand under right here. Palms up like this, making sure that he's as close as possible to the nozzle without actually touching it, but actually just close to it. He's going to pick it up straight up, move towards the wall, step out of the coil, and then he's going to kick it towards the door, taking a step back, laying it down on the ground, and as soon as he lays it down on the ground, picks up the nozzle and puts it close to the pone door. He doesn't do anything else. He picks up the nozzle and puts it closer to the pone door. That's it. There's no distance, there's nothing. The whole goal is to immediately get the nozzle out of there and just put it right there. That's it. If you don't do that first and you flake it first, that's going to be a delay per Captain Kearns, okay? So as soon as he steps out, lays it down, grabs the nozzle, puts it now right here. He is now going to dress the coil, making sure it's nice and neat, okay? After that, he's then going to look at the line that's connected to the nozzle, and he's going to be like, okay, are there any kinks on that part? Okay, all right, if there is, break it open, or at least break the kink. If not, okay, cool, it's good to go. Step out of the circle, stands next to the nozzle, and is going to call for water. As soon as that nozzle member calls for water, he can immediately start donning his PPE. So this is when you kneel down, you put your gloves down on the ground, you kneel, and he's going to be putting on his face piece. He's going to be putting on his fire hood, and then his bottle's already turned on, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. Puts everything, his helmet back on, grabs a second stage regulator, looks at it, puts it on his face piece, takes his first breath, puts his gloves back on, then he's going to grab the nozzle, and he's going to stand right in front of the pone door with his hand on the bail like that, ready to go. Now, as soon as he's called for water, Captain is going to relay that message, water, back down to the engineer. Okay? As soon as he calls for water, he's going to then start suiting up in his PPE. Okay? Hydrant member is going to hear that call for water and confirm it. He's going to come back around here to the transverse bed. He's going to grab that hose, and if there's excess, if there isn't a coupling showing, he's going to state all clear, run a couple feet, take a couple steps. Once he hears that coupling, break the transverse bed, turn back around, pause, stop, flake the ground on the hose, come back, break the coupling, throw the other coupling inside the transverse bed, and then he's going to throws the male end back into the transverse bed, and then he's going to take the female end gasket. He's going to put it inside the inlet that's closest to the fire, okay? So if you have the inlet like A, B, and C, obviously A would be the closest to the fire, okay? Not rocket science. So puts the gasket towards this one right here, hooks it up, perfect. Grabs the knob, which is right here, and he's gonna say, water coming. Opens it, okay? As soon as he opens it and he says, water coming, the captain who's on here stops whatever he's doing. Doesn't matter if he doesn't have his PPE on yet. Stops what he's doing, comes back in here, and finishes putting on his PPE and donning his PPE. As soon as he gets done donning his PPE, he's going to stand on the opposite side of the nozzle member. So if this is the nozzle, right, and this is the hose, and it's facing the Pone doors, the what? Member. So the nozzle member is going to be standing right here. Captain will stand right here, opposite side. And as soon as the captain's fully suited up and grabs that line, the nozzle member the nozzle member will then make sure the captain's good. Captain's on there. Sir, that's high. These two are now done. That's it. Okay. Now, once the hydrant member says water coming, he's then gonna say come back around here. For the 1 3/4, he's gonna say checking for kinks, dress kinks if necessary. Remember, if it's not a kink, don't dress it. If you do, could be a delay. Okay, so check for kinks, no kinks, down and connected. Let's come back over here, come back to the tailboard. He's gonna say down and connected, checking for kinks. Okay, cool. No kinks on the 4-inch. Okay, he's gonna dress the excess 4-inch hose back into the transverse bed right here. Then he's gonna, after he gets done with that, comes back around and says, okay, down and connected, comes back here. He's gonna dress the 1 3/4 that's hanging out, dressing that back into the transverse bed, making it nice and neat. As soon as he gets done with that, down and connected, comes back to the wide angle, facing this way towards the fire, and is in the wide angle, and he's gonna say, sir, that's high. And the evolution is done. If that helped you out a lot, let me know. I need you guys to hit the notification bell, smash that subscribe button. Don't forget to leave a like and comment down below. See ya.